Okay, we got this comment from a viewer about illegal aliens coming to America, and we wanted to set the record straight on this. A comment from a lady that said, what am I supposed to do? I am married to an illegal immigrant, and they are going to ship me and my family, deport us all, because they're going to be deporting my husband.
What you should do is you should take a deep breath and exhale.
And actually know the facts.
And
okay.
Think realistically. Don't just listen to what you're hearing on the news. It's just going to drive you nuts.
First of all, I am like 99.9% sure that is not true, because we actually know someone in this situation. I don't know how in our lives we got so many immigrants as friends. We have had tons and tons of immigrant friends, both legal and illegal. But one of them, she was married to an illegal migrant, and he got deported through his own fault. Okay?
I think that's the thing that's most likely to be the issue here.
Now, here's what happened was, he just didn't fill out his paperwork to get his immigration papers like he was supposed to. And then...
Well, prior to that, he had been driving without a license.
I was going to say, then he got caught driving drunk.
Got told, don't be driving without a license, and by the way, you're DUI. And then he's continued to do it again, and they caught him again, and they caught him again, and finally they're like, we're going to deport you. Well, he's not just some guy. I mean,
he's just not some hardworking guy.
He was a nice guy
deported.
in some ways, but the thing is that he was doing a lot of illegal things. And they're not just going to come. If you're an upstanding citizen, just going to your job, doing whatever you do, and you're not legally here, they're not just going to come and drag people out of their houses and send them away. It's just not realistic. It's never been that way. It wasn't that way when Trump was president before.
And
we've already seen this in action.
Yeah, and in her situation, yes, he got deported, but she, as an American citizen, could have voluntarily gone with him, but they were not deporting her.
They're not going to take the whole family out either.
She was an American citizen. They don't just go and deport American citizens if they're married to illegal immigrants. They're not going to do that.
There will be some deporting of people, no doubt. But I think that what they will probably be doing is looking at people that continue to engage in criminal things and get captured, and then they basically get no repercussions for that. Those people will be sent out. And it could be for less, I say less. It's serious to DUI, to drive under the influence of alcohol. But I mean, it's likely a lot of those. But I think the target is more human trafficking and other criminal behavior. And there are a lot of people that don't do that. And it's not really practical for the government to deport all the people who are not really causing trouble. I think the main issue is to just, create a system that recognizes that countries have to be sovereign and that we can't just let anyone come in without knowing who they are. So I don't think that they're going to just be dragging people out of their houses who are, normal, upstanding citizens. But if you listen to the media, they're going to tell you that because they're totally against Trump. And they always tell you the thing they want you to hear, and they always tell you the thing that's going to make you so afraid. And that's why I say you shouldn't be listening to all that, because you're just going to be afraid all the time.
Let me just interrupt for a second to say this video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbooks. The link is in the description below for quick and easy recipes that are cheap and your family will love and get you in and out of the kitchen quick. livingonadime.com. The link is in the description below. Well, and as far as her getting deported with him, first of all, you knew he was an illegal alien when you married him. You took that chance. You knew when you married him, he was not an American citizen, and there could always be the chance that he would get deported. You took that chance. Then when you had children with him, you also took the chance that their children's father would be taken away from him. So these are the consequences of your actions. Stop being the victim. You are not a victim here. You are not a victim here. Well, you made those decisions.
And the thing is, even if a person comes here and, participates in a positive way in the society, it doesn't overcome the fact that a person chose to violate the law.
Yeah.
And so if you do that, like we know some people that are here illegally. We like them. We get along with them well. We hope they don't get deported. But at the same time, when you do something illegal, then there's a shadow over you that's a consequence of the actions you've taken. And really the best thing, like for our other friend, her husband had to leave the country for 9 months or something, and then he had applied, and they made him stay away for a while because he came in illegally. But he went through a process that she mostly instigated because he wasn't wanting to do it on his own to bring him back legally. And that's kind of the issue is if people are here legally, then there's no reason to have to look over your shoulder and wonder if somebody's going to take you and remove you out of the country.
And it really makes me angry when people do this whole poor illegal aliens, immigrants, whatever you want to say. Oh, woe is me, those poor people. When there are a lot of legal immigrants that have spent years and tens of thousands of dollars. We know one family, they spent $15,000 on each person. There was 4 of them, on each person to help them. They had to hire lawyers and all this to help them be able to get their citizenship. And that is just wrong when all these people are legally working to get into the country, and yet they're just letting all these other people just flood in as if nothing is, as if nothing is, even illegal with what they're doing.
Well, and part of the issue is, part of the job of a nation is to regulate kind of what's going on in the country, to make sure the country's borders are secure. The reason why is to make sure that there's safety, peace and safety.
Yeah.
To make sure that the government's primary job is to protect the citizens, and particularly from outside influences.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's also why there are police, is to protect the citizens from serious things that happen against them in the country. But in any case, as part of that job, if you don't know who's coming in the country, you're not protecting the citizens. Like, one thing people talk about is, oh yeah, everybody that's coming over, they're just a lot of nice people. Well, you know what? The majority of them are nice people. And the majority of them are told, I'm getting free stuff if I come here. Why wouldn't you do that if you were them?
Yeah.
But the thing is, by just opening the doors and not policing the laws at all, you allow basically what's happening in San Francisco, where everybody's running in and grabbing stuff out of the store and running away. If you just let people in the country and you don't know who they are, then you could be letting in terrorists, you could be letting in cartels and drug dealers and people that are just going to do bad things. And so when people come in legally, they are screened. And screening them basically means we look at you and say, do you have a history of criminal behavior where you came from? No, you can't come in. Oh, are you a person who is kind of upstanding and you haven't had any trouble where you've come from and you're asking to come in? I mean, do you just let somebody walk in, like if somebody comes to your door, if somebody comes to the door of your house, you're like, hey, what's up? Yeah, okay, come on in, have a seat, I'll give you some coffee. But if somebody just busts the door down and comes in, maybe they're cold and they don't have anything to eat, but you're not really going to take it too well if they just break into your house and hang out there.
Well, and I find it interesting, all these people who are so pro-immigrant, letting all these immigrants come in, when you say, okay, great, here's some immigrants, do you mind housing them? Oh, well, here's some immigrants and here's a hotel over here. You don't mind if we fill up this hotel with immigrants, do you? All these people then all of a sudden change their minds. Oh, no, I don't want to. Well, because they know down deep that these people are doing illegal things. That's the people that are being deported, are the people who are doing the illegal things.
Oh, and part of the problem also is when you say just anybody come in, you're kind of inviting the people that other places don't want to come wreak havoc where you are.
Yeah.
So again, there are a whole bunch of people that are good people, but because there's an opportunity, criminals will take advantage of that opportunity.